Hello everyone, this is Jed Schlackman. Today I'll be covering the topic of the thyroid, truly healing the thyroid, a holistic and integrative approach to endocrine health. Thyroid disorders and imbalances are increasingly common and contribute to many physical and psychological health difficulties. Hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism can disturb one's energy levels, sleep patterns, cardiovascular functioning, mood, weight regulation, digestion, immune functioning, and more. When we look at thyroid issues from a holistic perspective, looking at body, mind, and spirit, we'll see that the thyroid gland is an endocrine hormone-producing gland in the throat area. This gland's activity can both affect and be affected by the functioning of other endocrine glands, as it is part of a holistic system, and that system isn't just the endocrine system. That system is connected to the other systems of the body, as they all function in an interconnected manner to support our well-being. The throat represents communication, our ability to express ourselves and voice our truths, as well as our listening capacity. There's a subtle energy center in the throat area called the throat chakra. This is called Vishuddha in the Sanskrit language. This energy center governs the energy flow to the area where the thyroid gland is located, and when we have communication difficulties, this chakra may become congested or out of balance. When we're having communication difficulties and the energy pattern becomes disturbed, then the body's ability to maintain healthy functioning of the thyroid gland may be compromised. This is particularly likely when there are other levels of stresses and environmental toxins present. When our energy flow is healthy and our energy field is strong and coherent, then our body is typically able to function well, even when our diet is not optimal and there's exposure to some levels of harmful substances. However, if the energy is disturbed due to psychological stress or trauma, physical injury, or lifestyle and environmental factors, then the cells and tissues in our body become weak and vulnerable and less efficient in their metabolic activities. Another significant chakra in this discussion is the solar plexus. The solar plexus, which is called Manipura in Sanskrit, governs our digestive system and is influenced by issues pertaining to personal power. Our ability to assert ourselves and process the social and environmental stresses of life is generally reflected in this chakra. Solar plexus issues typically underlie throat chakra issues. When we're not able to assert our power, that will tend to inhibit our self-expression and communication. When we aren't able to properly digest foods, then our nutrition becomes deficient and toxins build up in our bodies. This leads also to weakened immune function, and the throat area is part of the body's first defense against infections. You'll often notice that when you're starting to catch a cold or flu, something of that nature, that your throat becomes sore or inflamed, because the throat is part of your immune system. You have your tonsils there, part of the lymphatic system, and they're starting to react, to respond to that infection. Women are known to be diagnosed with thyroid and autoimmune illnesses much more than men. Women, even more than men, tend to feel that they are in a position of not having enough power in the world and are often abused, whether it's physically, sexually, and or emotionally. Women naturally relate to the world more as nurturers and through emotions and relationships. It is important for women to feel empowered to express their feelings and be listened to. It is natural that women would exhibit illnesses related more to these issues, while men would be more prone to disorders such as attention deficit disorder, autism, ALS, and Parkinson's disease, some of those neurological types of conditions that relate more to the mental level of functioning rather than the emotional. The ability of the thyroid gland to synthesize and regulate hormones may become impaired, and this typically occurs as the thyroid cells become compromised by infectious organisms and toxic elements. According to the author Anthony William, the medical medium, thyroid issues are usually a result of Epstein-Barr type viral infections. Epstein-Barr is really a family of viruses. It's not just one specific virus, and it's thought to be related to a variety of health issues. In this case, that particular type of virus is seen to be present in the thyroid gland. What appear as autoimmune reactions, often labeled Hashimoto's, are actually the body attempting to respond to those infections, producing inflammation and antibodies to ideally clear up the infection, not to attack the gland itself. Effective treatment would involve supporting a healthy immune response, not suppressing it. Another issue with the thyroid gland is the element iodine. Iodine is a key trace mineral that is used to synthesize thyroid hormones. Your body produces those hormones using iodine in combination with certain vitamins and amino acids. Many soils are deficient in iodine, so people who don't consume seafoods or iodine-containing salts may become deficient in iodine. Also, modern civilization has filled the environment with other halogen elements that are in that same family of elements in the periodic table. So this includes fluoride, chlorine, bromine, and these can replace iodine in the body and fuel iodine deficiency. Thus, avoiding exposure to those elements would be vital if you have low thyroid functioning. This means that drinking tap water, which contains both chlorine and fluoride, could be a problem. Toothpaste with fluoride, that's another issue. Also, bromine is used in processing baked goods, in making breads. So if you use some of the processed, refined grain products, you may be getting exposed to too much of the bromine. And of course, gluten from grains is also a common issue that is fueling these types of hormone and endocrine disturbances. as well as the digestive issues, which can influence or feed into one another. We need to make a paradigm shift in how we look at thyroid issues. To successfully address thyroid disorders, we must make a shift from treating symptoms to addressing causes. Using replacement hormones and immune-suppressing drugs will not resolve thyroid imbalances or restore lasting health. Systemically supporting detoxification of the body and nourishing of the endocrine, digestive, and immune systems while applying safe, natural antiviral interventions can help the body recover. Our new understanding includes the understanding that the body is trying to do the best it can with the energy and resources it has available. Your body has an intelligence which is built around self-preservation. Recognize that the mind and body are an integrated feedback system. We can learn to decode this feedback rather than merely suppressing the symptoms for short-term relief. We can value the individual's self-healing capacity and nature's healing resources, and also understand how both psychological and physiological stresses and traumas can upset the functioning of the endocrine system as well as other systems of the body. The mainstream medicine approach that has been applied up until now has not really done much of a good job in helping people with these issues. People are generally left on replacement hormones for their lifespan, and their functioning tends to deteriorate over time. Those treatments merely accept that the gland is not functioning properly and try to compensate for the factors that are present. This just lets the existing problems perpetuate and leaves the person dependent on medications to have some level of functioning. We need to understand and apply those things that actually could help people to overcome these issues. One area we can work on is reducing stress, using meditation and mindfulness practices that help us calm our mind and release and let go of emotions that may be distressing us, and allowing ourselves to connect to a higher perspective, to a higher plane of consciousness perhaps. We can use breath work, some forms of physical exercise to help us breathe more fully and get the energy moving in our body more. We can use chanting, using the power of our voice and vibration to get energy moving into the throat area. Therapies that increase the oxygen flow to our body. That could include breathing exercises, it could include oxygen and ozone therapies, essentially anything that gets the necessary amount of oxygen into our blood and into our cells. Oxygen is a powerful antiviral element, and if our cells are getting enough oxygen, then they're able to resist and neutralize infectious agents. We can use things like massage, forms of body work, that includes chiropractic therapies, and energy healing, therapies that focus on the energy bodies, on balancing and clearing stress from the energy system. That would include acupuncture and acupressure, Reiki and other forms of laying on of hands healing. Some of the Eastern movement arts, things like yoga and Tai Chi, could be beneficial. We can work with nutrition and diet. On the nutritional side, boosting the immune system using vitamin C, vitamin B12. Some of the key minerals that may be needed are iodine, selenium, zinc, magnesium. We'll also benefit from essential fatty acids, the ones that are found in plants like flaxseed. Certain amino acids can be important. Tyrosine specifically is related to creating the thyroid hormones. Probiotics and enzymes to help repair digestive functioning. Sea herbs, sea vegetation like spirulina, kelp, and dulse. Those provide a lot of minerals. They're very helpful for thyroid issues. Family counseling and family constellations. This helps us address some of the interpersonal patterns, the communication issues, the personal power issues that people may be experiencing. This may be in your current family, in your family of origin, as well as in your ancestral lineage. Neurofeedback and brain balancing that can help balance the nervous system, which in turn affects the endocrine system. Energy psychology, using our body and our energy channels to help reprogram or repattern our subconscious mind. Hypnosis and regression therapy. This is another way to address stresses and traumas or unconscious patterns that are keeping us from living in a full, harmonious way. Color and sound therapies. Those work on the energetic or vibrational level. Detoxification, antiviral herbs, and diet. Our diet can be critical in addressing thyroid issues. We want an anti-inflammatory diet, one that helps our body cleanse itself and reduce inflammation, which reduces stress on the digestive system and frees up more energy for the body to apply its immune functioning to clear out toxins and to eradicate any infections that are present. So we'll also likely need more rest. We want to get a full amount of sleep at night. Another factor that could help would be reducing electromagnetic field overload and grounding ourselves, spending time with the earth, and not exposing ourselves so much to cell phones and Wi-Fi, smart meters, and all these electromagnetic stresses that are combining with other stresses to overload our system. We'd want to avoid chemical exposures, so avoiding those elements like chlorine and fluoride, avoiding heavy metal toxins, avoiding chemicals in household goods, in personal care products, in pesticides and herbicides. There are a lot of chemicals out there that influence or interfere with our endocrine system in some way. So we want to minimize our exposure as much as possible to those, particularly if we are dealing with some type of hormonal or endocrine imbalances. To quickly review here, there has been a growing epidemic of thyroid disorders, and conventional treatment approaches are not resolving people's thyroid problems. A holistic healing approach based on a deeper understanding of these issues brings an opportunity for promoting health, balance, and wholeness. Here are a few references and resources for support. There's the medical medium site that I referred to. We also have the thyroid pharmacist website. That's a woman who's a pharmacist who's focused on functional and integrative medicine approaches for dealing with thyroid disorders. She's been instrumental in creating a new documentary series about treating the thyroid. And there's my website, phinsights.com, which provides you with a lot of information on holistic wellness. For now, I would like to thank everyone for your interest in this subject and finding real solutions to thyroid issues. Namaste. I want to wish everyone a wonderful day.